Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And before I start, forgive all the background noise. It's that time of the day with all the background, this farmland, whatever you want to call it, roosters and everything. So you'll be hearing a lot more of that in the background. But anyway, this is a paid request from Grade B. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, PayPal is usually the best bet. Or join my Patreon. Links are down below in the info box. There or over there. And this is for Edge of Eternity from 1959, which I'd never heard of, but it stars Cornel Wilde, and it's directed by Don Siegel. Now, Don Siegel directed the first Dirty Harry film, the 50s Invasion of the Body Snatchers, among many other movies. Now, this is pretty much a murder mystery where a deputy is looking into the deaths of a few people among this mining town in Arizona, where the backdrop is the Grand Canyon. There's a lot of shots, aerial shots, because at one point they're looking for stuff via plane. A lot of good looking shots of the Grand Canyon. Some good cinematography. I would say at the end of the day, I wasn't huge on the film, but I didn't hate the film. So I guess I would say I thought it was okay. I did not mind the way it started. I thought it started interesting enough where a guy's just looking with binoculars, he's having fun, enjoying the Grand Canyon, and some guy sneaks up, messes with his car, tries to roll the car into the guy off the cliff. He jumps out of the way, the car goes off the cliff, those two are fighting, and the guy takes his would-be killer, tits him off, and you're wondering, what's going on here? So that guy who was going to be the victim, he wanders off. This older prospector guy, Eli, was that his name, Eli? Yeah. He tries to talk to the deputy sheriff, but that guy's always lying, he's always making stuff up. And here's this girl that he thinks is hot, which I don't blame her. I don't blame him because she was pretty hot. Victoria Shaw. He chases after the hottie, gives her a ticket, but still is able to see her a bit. Until ultimately the prospector later finds that same guy, Hun. Not only did he Hun, but hands tied behind his back. And Cornel Wilde is a bit distraught. And man, if I had listened to him, that guy might be alive. And then his investigation starts after that. Now, I did not mind Cornel Wilde's performance, whether making googly eyes with Victoria Shaw and their little romance thing, or him trying to track down and look into information as to what's going on. There are times that he gets with this other mining group to take their plane and look over the air. So again, some nice looking cinematography, some good looking shots of Arizona and the Grand Canyon. That's definitely a plus in this. You have shots of this like ghost mining town. Ghost as in it's been abandoned. Apparently there's gold there, but they're not allowed to get the gold. And one of these times where they look over the place with a plane, they find the wreckage of the car there. They piece some info together, try to find out who the victim is, where he came from. But while the initial star of the film is kind of interesting, and the ending of the film, which is this fight on what they call the bucket, where it's this line from point A to point B, and this little thing hanging there that you move product from, across the canyon, across this big chasm, and you have your hero find the bad guy with a girl there, and some good wide shots of the stunt people, really up there that damn high, and especially when the thing starts swinging like this in these wide shots, like damn, like that would be scary, especially when it's really rocking. That's some good scary stunt work there. But that's probably the last 5 minutes of the film. The whole portion in the middle I thought was kind of dull. The murder mystery aspect, I don't know. There's not a lot of victims. You have the person that dies at the beginning. You have the person Hun, and then for most of the film, one more person, the prospector Eli. He's found dead. So I was hoping that maybe because of the isolation of the place and how this could maybe create some tension, some suspense, some maybe even a horror movie feel with how isolated. Sadly, that doesn't happen. Bit too many scenes of Cornel Wilde and the girl kind of have googly eyes with each other, which they weren't bad. They weren't badly acted scenes, but it's like, oh, okay, kind of halfway interested. And some stuff just bogs it down. Like this whole bit with, which this did not need to be in the film, where apparently the public perception is the cops are not doing their job, and they get a phone call from people who are with the mayor and other stuff, and seems like people don't like what you're doing. Maybe we need to get a new sheriff and a new deputy. Maybe we need to get some new blood in there. And there's even a courtroom scene where, how did I put it? The citizens committee doesn't like their inaction, and the guy Cornel Wilde is talking about what he's done and what they have so far in terms of information. I don't think that's really needed in this film. Sorry, I don't think that was really warranted in this film. I just didn't think it was that interesting. And then it's not really by the deputy, it's by the girl. She notices the suit that the guy was wearing. Oh, I know that suit. Yeah, the emblem. A specific person makes that suit. A specific, how do I put it? The maker of the suit. So they call, they contact, they find out who it is. They try to gather some information. Spoiler alert, the girl follows her brother, and then the deputy follows the girl. Find out that the brother was working with this guy who owned this tavern. That probably saw in like one or two scenes talking with the deputy, who seemed friendly with the deputy, our lead character. I didn't mind that guy. That guy at least had a sense of energy to him, especially when he's being the bad guy, being evil. He seemed like he was enjoying himself at least. Now I'm snug as a bug on the rug and ready to work. Now you go to work, Daddy-O. So definitely dialogue of its time. But he looked like he was having fun. Again, not wooden, not boring or anything. But and in spoilers, the brother character of the lady did know that the guy killed people. He's upset about this. The reason the bad guy is doing all this is to steal gold from that mine that you're not supposed to take, and then go to Rio. At first he wanted to go to Vegas, but now he's going to Rio. The brother objects to him killing people, so the guy kills him. The girl gets there, finds her brother dead. She gets kidnapped. The deputy gets there, gets shot at. His vehicle gets shot up. So, calls in. They're able to figure out where these folks are going. One leads to another. They get in this bucket thing. They go across the chasm. The deputy sheriff gets on there. Yeah, a bit of a fight. Knocks the guy off, saves the girl, and the movie. So again, some good landscape cinematography shots of the Arizona and the Grand Canyon landscape. Did not mind Cornel Wilde's performance. Wasn't amazing, but I didn't mind it. The last 5 minutes, there's some decent stunt work. Again, especially the wide shots where you see the thing really rickety back and forth, like it's ready to go in a damn 360. But like I said, the plot, the story, while it started off interesting enough, it didn't really change any gears. We're in second gear, we're in third gear. It didn't really ratchet up in terms of tension or in terms of suspense or there's one random red herring where the guy has these binoculars and tries to fight the deputy and the deputy arrests him. But, it's a red herring. It goes nowhere. Which, assumed it would go nowhere and it doesn't. So really, like, the middle portion just got rather dull. Uneventful. Not a whole lot happening. The deputy probably didn't blame the Citizens Committee for being mad. It seemed like they weren't really getting much of anywhere. The investigation, that's the thing, if the investigation was done in an interesting way in terms of intriguing clues or more unique personalities he has to talk to get from A to B to C, really showcasing how good or decent investigator this deputy sheriff is, or how determined he is, or there's really nothing to the character in terms of a backstory or in terms of drama. Like, other than being in love with Victoria Shaw's character, there's not a whole lot to him. So then you're left with a middle section that you're kind of just sitting there. It's not awful. It's not awfully directed. It's competently directed. It's competently acted. But you just didn't feel like much meat to the bones other than these side spots with, again, the courtroom scene that just was a slog. Didn't feel like it needed to be there. It didn't add anything. Nothing resulted in that. It's not like, oh, well, those people that were against us, now they'll help us here, or, well, because he got fired, it led him to this one location, and then lo and behold, luck, fate, irony, whatever, was able to piece the clues he needed to get to this, or... He didn't really solve who the killer was. It just, he lucked out in following the girl who followed her brother, and then they lucked out in finding who the killer was. So it's not like it was solved by his know-how, the deputy's know-how or gumption or determination. It was just the girl told him who made this, the suit was unique. And then he followed the girl. Like, he didn't really... He wasn't tremendously effective as an investigator. Except he does save the girl at the end, so he does commend him for that. So it's one of those films that, it was okay, but I would never see it again. I don't know what else to say. Like I said, I appreciate the Grand Canyon shots. I appreciate the stunt work in the last 5 minutes. In between, didn't seem like there was a whole lot. I say it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just kind of uneventful for a good chunk in the middle. Like I said, if the investigation and the mystery left it a bit more intriguing, if they used the like, if there were shots where of him, the ghost mine town, as in the mine town that's been abandoned. If there are shots of him looking through this place, trying to find clues, maybe there's something hidden there, or some clue as to what's important about this place, and maybe shots of him in this town by himself, where you really get a sense of his isolation and how it could be any nook and cranny. Maybe the killer's watching him, maybe the killer's not watching him, maybe the killer's around the corner or in the shadows over in this building, maybe it's not. You really build up suspense. Like, if any scenes of that nature featured in, I think that could have helped the film quite a bit, at least for me, in my viewing. But other than that, bit too much on the love story. and not enough meat on the bones of the mystery. That didn't really create a whole lot of suspense or tension that maybe could have been. Not a lot of action, except at the end of the last 5 minutes. So, again, it was okay, as in I'm kind of, but I would never see it again. So with that said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.